Chapter 4, Lesson 3, Write equations in point-slope form. Okay, so first of all, what is point-slope form? Point-slope form looks a little funny. It says y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay? Now, this y, this first one is just going to stay a y. The reason this one says y1 is that it needs to be a number from an ordered pair. This m is going to be a number. It's our slope. This x is just going to stay an x. And the second x, the x1, is going to be a number that's going to come from the same ordered pair as this y. Now, where does point slope come from? It actually comes from our slope formula. So our slope formula says m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And it says, okay, what if I multiply both sides by x2 minus x1? So I have m times x2 minus x1 equals y2 minus y1. If I switch their sides and I change the y2 just to be a y, and I change the x2 just to be an x, I there have my point-slope form. Okay, my point-slope form is helpful that I can get equations into other forms when I know a point and the slope, because all I have to do is plug it in. So I have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I just plug it in. Here's x1, here's y1, and here's m. So I say, okay, y, and it's going to be minus negative 2, which is actually going to make it be plus 2, equals 1/4 times x minus 3. And that's my equation in point-slope form. Okay, so just a little reminder, our standard form is ax plus by equals c. Our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And our point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We can convert between those three equations pretty easily. Okay, so let's take, if we know the slope and a point and we need to write it in standard form, I have two options. I can either put that into point-slope form or into slope-intercept form first and then get to in standard form. So I'm going to use point-slope form. So I'm going to say, okay, y minus 1 equals 2/3 negative times x minus 5. Okay, so then I'm going to distribute that negative 2/3. So I have negative 2/3 x plus, because negative times negative, 10/3, or I'm going to change it to 3 1/3. Now standard form says I need to get these x's over on the other side. So I'm going to add 2/3 x to both sides. So I have 2/3 x plus y minus 1 equals 3 1/3. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So I have 2/3 x plus y equals 4 1/3. And then I'm going to multiply my entire equation by 3 because I need to get rid of that denominator for 2/3. So I'm going to put my answer up here. So I have 2x plus 3y equals, now 4 1/3 times 3. Don't forget I need to change that 4 1/3 to 13/3 times 3 over 1 is going to be 13. And there's my equation in standard form. Let's take that same information and write it in slope-intercept form. So I have y equals mx plus b is what I'm trying to get. So I have my m, I need my b. So I'm going to say 1 equals negative 2/3 times 5 plus b. 1 equals negative 10/3 plus b. Add 10/3 to both sides. That's 3 1/3, so I have 4 1/3 equals b. So my equation is going to be in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4 1/3. Okay, in point-slope form, this one's actually kind of the easiest. I'm going to say y minus 1 equals negative 2/3 times x minus 5. And that's my equation in point-slope form.